The world's richest man hid his identity and worked as a security guard in his own neighborhood. Even his own son, Cody, who was a CEO, didn't know Sean's real identity. In order to let his father come home and enjoy life, Cody not only came personally to pick him up, but also bought him 4 luxury cars and 8 mansions, and even hired 10 nannies to take care of him. But Sean directly refused his son's kindness after hearing it, saying bluntly that he liked being a security guard. Here, he could find the value of his life. He hoped his son wouldn't interfere with his life. But Cody was about to enter the new energy market, and even Mike from New York was coming to discuss cooperation with him. He didn't want people to see that his own father was a security guard, so he insisted on making his father quit the security job. After hearing Mike's name, he froze for a moment, since the other was the father of automobiles and also his good friend. He couldn't let his son lose face over this, so he resigned right away and even asked his son's driver to take him to a class reunion. Meanwhile, at the class reunion, Thomas was still mocking Sean's identity, saying that after all these years, he was still just a security guard. But just as the words left his mouth, Sean arrived in a luxury car. When everyone saw the luxury car pull up, they all rushed forward to flatter, but they didn't expect to see Sean sitting inside. Thomas was shocked when he saw it, thinking the luxury car belonged to Sean. But when he heard Sean deny it, Thomas let out a sigh of relief, arrogantly mocking Sean, saying he couldn't afford such an expensive car. But Sean didn't argue with him. Instead, he invited them to eat sweet potatoes he grew himself. But Thomas didn't appreciate it, thinking eating sweet potatoes would lower his status. Besides, this 10-star hotel didn't allow outside food to be brought in. He mocked Sean, saying he was only destined to eat sweet potatoes and told him to take them home and eat them himself. After saying that, he led everyone into the hotel. Then Sean, in front of everyone, handed the sweet potatoes he brought to the waiter, asking them to help cook them. Unexpectedly, he was refused. Even his classmates on the side mocked Sean. At this moment, the hotel manager happened to notice this scene, walked forward to take a look, and found that the man was his boss's father. He immediately took the sweet potatoes from Sean's hand and ordered them to be cooked. But the unaware Thomas was still taking the chance to mock Sean. But what he didn't know was that this hotel belonged to Sean's son. After that, everyone went to the private room to eat. The classmates saw that Thomas had a successful career, so they all started flattering him. They not only praised his success, but also praised him for having a capable child, unlike them, who were old and couldn't even find jobs. Even their kids were disobedient, either unable to find good jobs or just staying home playing video games all day. Thomas proudly said after hearing this that he would recommend his classmates' kids to work at his son's company. After all, that was a top 10 global corporation. Everyone was excited after hearing that. They didn't expect Thomas's son to be so impressive. He was already a vice president of the corporation. When Sean heard the corporation's name, he froze for a moment. Thomas then asked him if he knew the corporation's president. Unexpectedly, Sean blurted out that the president was his son. But what he got in return was Thomas's merciless mockery. Even the classmates present reminded Sean not to brag. After all, the hotel they were in belonged to Cody. If he heard, Sean would surely be taught a lesson. But Sean really wasn't lying, but this made Thomas angry. He even mocked Sean as a loser and took the chance to insult his late wife. After hearing this, Sean got angry. He would not allow anyone to trample on his wife. He immediately slapped the self-righteous Thomas and told him to apologize to his wife. Thomas saw that Sean was not someone to mess with, so he gave in right away. But since Sean had hit him, he wasn't going to let it go. He immediately called his son, saying directly that he had been hit, and told him to hurry over to back him up. The classmates saw the matter escalating, so they told Sean to apologize to Thomas. But Sean didn't think he was wrong, saying bluntly that he wouldn't apologize. Seeing Sean's tough attitude, Thomas also stopped pretending. He said directly that now was not like school. Now society was all about money and connections. People like Sean, who had no money and loved to brag, were destined to face retribution sooner or later. He even said in front of everyone that if the corporation's president was Sean's son, he would call him Dad. But just as the words fell, Thomas's son arrived with his men. When he learned that his father had been hit, the vice president questioned in front of everyone who did it and told him to step forward immediately to apologize to his father. Otherwise, everyone at this class reunion would suffer. Then Thomas, relying on his son's power, ordered Sean to kneel down and apologize, and in front of everyone, say that he was an idiot. But just as the words fell, Sean directly refused Thomas. The vice president saw this and immediately ordered his men to take Sean away. But when everyone saw his face, they were stunned on the spot. The vice president looked confused when he saw this, until Sean turned his head around. Only then did he realize in shock that the man was his boss's father. He then revealed Sean's identity in front of everyone and apologized to Sean for what his father did. But Thomas looked utterly incredulous after hearing this. He couldn't believe this fact and even questioned his son's words. When he once again heard the truth from his son, he regretfully knelt before Sean to apologize and begged Sean not to make things hard for his son because of this. After all, it hadn't been easy for him to get to his position today, but Sean ignored him, leaving the banquet without saying a word. It was only then that Thomas realized they were finished.